in his essay The Lost Childhood, that in childhood all books are books of divination, and that, like the fortune teller who sees a long journey in the cards or death by water, they influence the future. This treasury, I realised, was the book that made me a poet. But more than that, I could see how it shaped my feelings. The pages were full of kindness, a bird bought to set it free, a coat to keep a little frog warm. And every page glowed with the wonder of being in the world. The poppies in the corn, I'm glad that I was born. In no time at all, I was crying. I told myself it was the hormones. That, and the question of whether it is better to be born or not, is the kind of thing that gets pregnant women going. In truth, pregnancy made me anxious. I'd never been anxious, and I was uncomfortable with this new self. I was becoming more like my mother. I love my mum very much, but I didn't want to be her, especially not circa 1982, always working herself into a stew with worry about us. We used to tease her about being sacrificial, the way she gave us the choicest bits of food at dinner time, and I knew that she had given up her own ambitions as a writer when she started a family. Since falling pregnant, I fretted about that glass of wine, my age, the odds on the Downs test, my lack of maternity pay. I was self-employed. In bed at night, I agonised over the right position for the baby's blood supply, twisted uncomfortably. I stopped eating what I wanted and ate what I was supposed to. I stopped thinking about my literary hopes because they were over. That was it. With a baby, how would I write a great novel or break into movies or edit a magazine? It was impossible. I would never find the time, and anyway, I was too old now. I have always looked forward. In my poetry collections, I never dwelt on my childhood. I rarely thought about it even, especially since my dad died of cancer at 53. It seemed such a bittersweet self-indulgence. I must confess, I never even allowed myself to miss people, or not in the way other people seem to talk about it. I loved my dad more than anyone in the world, but I didn't exactly miss him, or that is, I never thought, I wish my father was here to see this, or I'd like to talk to my father now. I didn't let myself think like that. But my life was over. I was becoming a mother, and as a friend said over coffee, it's not about you anymore, it has to be all about the children. I was moving to the edges of my own existence. This brought with it, along with cravings for sweet and sour sauce and whole tubs of yoghurt, a disorientating nostalgia. I started to remember the time when I was a small child myself, everything still lying possible before me. I found myself online ordering picture books. The Bears Picnic, Burglar Bill, Bread and Jam for Francis. It was bad luck to order them. I hadn't even bought any tiny vests yet, and the baby would need those far sooner. But the baby was just an excuse. I was ordering them for myself. For, in Hilda Boswell's words, not the present grown-up self, but the old self, the one left behind in childhood. My childhood was ordinary in the best sense, picture book ordinary. I was brought up in a village outside Bolton called Edgeworth. It had woods and reservoirs and verges full of meadow sweet and 3 churches and 5 pubs. There was a store, Jack Holden's, that sold the most wonderful ice cream made of condensed milk that people would travel miles for, an off-licence, a newsagent, a butcher's shop, a greengrocer, a pharmacist, a gift shop, and a chippy, where a red sausage always sat in its moist glass coffin. My grandparents ran the post office on the hill, and on the day I was born, my father, half crazed with excitement, yelled up to their window, "Wake up! It's a little girl." My mum mainly looked after me and my little sister, but she also ran a playgroup in the cricket club with a friend, where our hand puppet, Mrs. Crow, told the story at circle time. My dad was deputy head of the village primary school, so every morning he would put on his suit and set off down the street to cries of "Morning, sir."